Was it instant, or was there like a moment in time where like some time went by and then you were like, oh shit, I get it now? Like,
well, in the beginning, I didn't really see his vision,
right?
Because obviously he was over there and he's seen the whole thing. I didn't see any.
Looking, right.
Yeah, so it was hard for me in the beginning to gravitate to the ball pythons, but after we were actually making our own snakes and breeding and like the stuff that takes to do it,
right?
It's like, man, like I like this, and now I love it. I mean, we do it together as a team, all three of us.
Tell the truth, you're the boss. I work for you.
And you're okay with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, obviously,
I know my space.
You could easily be the one being the one that like doing all the work. But I mean, I feel like there's a partnership here.
I couldn't easily do it.
I don't know about easy, but yeah,
I couldn't do it without it.
Right, 100%,
1,000%.
Yeah,
we'll keep it a buck.
Right,
all the time through the whole interview.
Right,
she the one.
I love it. Now let's go back to your pet shop days. Okay, so how old were you?
18,
so young.
19.
One of your first jobs?
Yep.
Okay. Did you kind of knew like because obviously working at a pet store, even though you're 18, you're not making a lot of money. That's minimum wage type stuff, right? But were you like more like excited to be with the animals every day, or
every day? I was there on my day off.
Oh, shit, you heard about it.
Yeah.
So you're like one of those Carol Baskin employees, just working for free type of thing at some point, right? So okay, so you born and raised Chicago as well?
Yes.
Okay. And where was this pet shop at? Where's it at? Like, do you guys live close to it now, or is it like in a where was this pet shop at?
It was in Niles, Illinois.
Niles. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But we did the ball python, so that's what we do now.
I guess what I'm trying to get across that. Did you walk into her pet shop? How'd this happen? I want to know.
She walked in my pet shop.
Oh damn. Damn. Okay, so that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So you had a pet store, you had a shop open, and this is obviously what, 12? I mean, obviously longer than that.
No, longer than that.
14, 15 years ago. Okay, cool. What was your purpose of going into this pet shop?
I just seen puppies, and I'm like hiring, and I was like, okay,
done.
That's all it took.
Okay, so you have experience working with some dogs, I'm assuming then, right?
Yeah, I've experienced working with, I own the pet store, so I had did a lot of research about getting into it before I decided to own the place. So that's pretty much how it started.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
So and then from that point, the pet shop, which was more diverse, turned into Crested Gecko. Like that's when you're like Reptiles, right? And then you went from the switch from having puppies to Reptiles.
Sorry.
Right.
It's a full-fledged pet shop. It was we had dogs, we had fish. It was 8,000 square feet.
Wow, that's a lot of property.
Yeah. So we had different areas.
Right.
So we had a kennel of 120 to 160 different full-bred dogs.
Right.
So I was responsible for bringing those animals in twice a week, and then we had the Reptiles, which big shout out to John Carlson, who backed me all the way when I got the business started. He supported me with all the small animals, the lizards, all the feeders to keep my shop running. He's another gem that kind of helped me really get started in it and kept me focusing on things what I needed to buy for my pet shop. So he was a big plus for me.
So obviously with you guys working together, did that when Str8Fire become developed is when you guys were finally like, when you guys went to vote into the ball pythons, is that when Str8Fires became the brand, or were you guys already Str8Fires with the Crested Geckos?
No, we were Str8Fire after the Crested Geckos. Okay. Yeah.
Who came up with the name?
We both did. We were just throwing names out there, and then we said one name, and we're like, "That's it."
I like it. You know what I mean? I just like that name. You know what I mean? It's because another name that I like in the industry is always evolving pythons, because it makes sense, always evolving, right?
Yeah.
And Str8Fire. I mean, you gotta understand. There's times I look at snakes, especially your snakes, and I'm thinking, damn, Str8Fire. Like that's the thing that especially if you know the lingo. You're thinking Str8Fire off the top of your head.
Yeah, but the big thing is you got to live up to the responsibility.
You got to live up to the name.
I mean,
we Str8Fire with straight lane. You know what I mean?
No.
You got this ain't straight water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is Str8Fire.
Yeah.
We always burning things down.
Tell them Dad always put the bucks behind the fire, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Okay, so when did you? I mean, the pet shop's no longer right now. You just have a shop, right? right?
Yeah.
So when did the pet shop? When did you close that down and just devote to just breeding ball pythons?
It was shortly after that I realized I didn't want to babysit other people's kids.
Right.
You see,
Yeah.
at that time I had 33 employees, and pet shop employees, and you had people stealing and
Not
doing all
motivated.
sorts of things, not motivated. And I felt like at that point I was babysitting other people's kids, and I ain't interested in raising nobody else but my own.
Yeah.
So, I decided to, keep it moving and move on past that because it was holding me up, and I don't like no extra weight.
I mean, dude, especially if you got enough going on, like you ain't got time. I don't got no energy to carry anyone else's weight. You know what I mean? Like I'm too busy with what I got going on. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people just aren't comfortable being real about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, I feel like there's too many people pleasers out there. You know, like people just want to be like, fuck, well, you never know if I need something from this guy. So let me just, just put a, persona on.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I feel like people like you and I and Wesley, we can see right through that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And it's just because we're here for our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it.
We're here for other people too, but at the end of the day, we hold our own.
Listen, I don't mind sticking my hand out, but after that, it's a wrap. If you cross it, I'm done.
So Wesley, I'm sure you're not. Obviously, you got the 411 on, the kind of the type of shit and kind of ends that Levance has dealt with, learning this game on his own. Because like Levance talks, like dude, he had to figure shit on his own. You know what I mean? He went from one department of reptiles to another, which, bro, we got it good. Nowadays, if you come into this game, all right, you got Trap Talk with MJ.
Yes,
you got
sir.
Fucking social media. You got anything you could just do research on.
Yes, sir.
But back in the day, like, what was your guys' source of research? Like, because I'm sure you were once you were involved in this. I'm sure you started looking. You're like, well, I'm gonna, right?
Right.
So let's talk about like what you guys did together to kind of research information that was vital to your success to breeding ball pythons, like especially like 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Well, when he told me about Mark Mandic, I started, searching his name.
Right.
And, he has information on his website about the breeding and everything. And we just kind of went with that.
Right.
And then from then on, I was just doing research, on incubators. So I was throwing all these ideas at him. And so he went to work and started finding like incubators, racks, the best racks and tubs and what kind of paper and, so it was a lot of research.
Right. Especially because it wasn't as easy back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just, and like we talked about, not too many people wanted to help people. You know what I mean? Like back then it was more like, it was so political. It still is political now, don't get me wrong. But like, especially back then, man, it's like you got to know people. I mean, Billy talked about this numerous times. Like he got the runaround. He had like a couple mentors back in 2010 that like literally gave him the runaround for like 2 years. He had no clue that these people were like literally just holding him back this whole time. You know what I mean? So
and typically it's the same top 5 heads that's in the industry that they glorify, and they try to make it seem like that, these people really is going to support you throughout the whole process. But it's a financial investment, that people, not every person can really afford to take on. You know what I mean? But at the beginning of this game, like my friend Louis Alonso said, you got to protect your neck, and the shit it's in your investment in there because.
Didn't Wu-Tang Clan say that too? Protect your neck. Wu-Tang Clan said that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a big Wu-Tang guy.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for watching this week's Trap Talk clip. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and if you're looking for exclusive, non-release content here on YouTube, you're going to want to go down to the link and join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Once you become a part of the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord, and then you also get tapped into all unreleased content. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'll catch you guys here next week.